Good morning. My name is Ryan Locke, and I'm an Immigration Services Officer for United States Citizenship and Immigration Services in the Portland, Maine Field Office. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this administrative naturalization ceremony. Our office naturalizes around 5,000 new citizens every year in Maine. We host these oath ceremonies, the last step in the naturalization process around the state, by partnering with schools like Lyman Middle School to share this special occasion with all of Maine's residents. On behalf of USCIS, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to David Hilton and Regina Morton and the rest of the staff and students of Lyman Middle School for hosting this ceremony today. We also have a number of people who regularly assist us at our ceremonies. They are Ann Mariner, who represents the Daughters of American Revolution, Teresa Green, who represents the Colonial Dames of Maine, Peg Milano, Pam Weiss, Maria Cushing, and Sarah Robinson, who represent the League of Women Voters. I would also like to recognize representatives from Congresswoman Shelley Pingree's office, Leslie Merrill, Skeek Frazee, and Ashley Berry. We will open the ceremony with the singing of the national anthem. Please join me in welcoming Molly Snow, a sixth grader from Lyman Moore. Everyone, please rise. I would now like to welcome Steve Rogers, principal of Lyman Moore, to provide welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning, everyone. We are so proud to host it today. It's something we look forward to. At middle level education, we try to make our learning meaningful. We call it authentic learning. We connect to the community. When we do this ceremony, it's part of our study. So by allowing us to host, we get to take our learning outside the classroom and make it real to our young people. Connections made with this ceremony are important. I want to share a personal experience. About 100 years ago, there's a young boy named George living in a country in Europe. His country was at war. He was 12 years old, same age as some of you students in here today. and his country was invaded by another country, and the invading country was abducting young boys from George's country. His family was scared. They gave these boys a choice. They said, you can either fight for our army against your country, or you can be shot. George's family decided that this was not safe for him, and in the middle of the night, George and two of his cousins of similar age were snuck out of the country, arrived at Ellis Island, and eventually moved to Maine. They're young boys in Maine speaking no English. Now back then, schools did not have ELL or ESLL programs. There were no Mr. Jellisons, Mr. Hartman, Mrs. Stevenson, Mr. Maliata. In the schools, you either spoke English or you didn't go to school. So George could not go to school. He had to find a job. 12 years old, living on his own with a couple of young boys in Portland. Got a job, settled in Portland, eventually married, had children. His youngest son had children, and one of the children of his youngest son is standing before you speaking right now. That was my grandfather. So I'm happy to say that the country has changed and Maine has changed. People have the opportunity to go to school. The richness of our school is, as I said, we make our learning meaningful by doing this. We also allow our people to come together and go to school regardless of language. And the real beauty of our school is that diversity. So for our students here, we have some students who are fifth graders. This is what we do in middle school. We try to take our learning outside like you do in elementary school, make it real meaningful. For our students here, continue to celebrate the richness of the diversity of our school, recognize that different people came from different places and had different experiences, and it's all powerful, and it makes us the beautiful, rich, diverse school that we are. And for our new citizens to be, congratulations on your courage and conviction, and thank you so much for spending your first moments as U.S. citizens here in our beautiful school. Good luck to you and have a great life. Thank you.
And now, the Lyman Moore Chorus will sing "This Land Is Your Land."
Forest to the Gulf Stream War.
Today, we have 58 candidates for citizenship representing 31 countries from around the world. Those countries are Brazil, Japan, Vietnam, Somalia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Italy, Iraq, China, Burundi, Jamaica, Germany, Netherlands, Burma, Jordan, Peru, Austria, Congo-Kinshasa, Mexico, Cuba, Cambodia, Pakistan, Canada, Thailand, Ireland, Philippines, Dominican Republic, Indonesia, India, United Kingdom, Guatemala, and South Africa. For each of you, the journey to America was unique. Some of you came to join members of your family, others sought professional or educational opportunities, and some of you fled hardship and strife in your homeland at great risk and personal sacrifice. But while each of your journeys was different, all of you chose to make America your adopted home and become United States citizens. Each of you has been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each of you has demonstrated an understanding of the English language and knowledge of the history and civics of the government of the United States. Each of you has been found to be a person of good moral character. The investigation of the government is complete, and each of you has been found to meet all requirements of the law to be naturalized. At this time, I would like to introduce Kurt Pelletier, Immigration Service Officer at the Portland, Maine Field Office, who will administer the oath.
Good morning. Are we going to do this again? Good morning. What about that, guys? Now, for the best part about my job is to now swear each and every one of our new citizens to be United States citizens today. So if I can have everybody that's being sworn in, please stand. Sir, can I have you remove your cover, please? Thank you. For all the new citizens, if I can have you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare. On oath. That I absolutely and entirely. Renounce and abjure. All allegiance and fidelity. To any foreign prince. Potentate. State or sovereignty. Of whom or which. I have heretofore. Been a subject or citizen. And that I will support and defend. The Constitution and laws. Of the United States of America. Against all enemies. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And that I will bear arms. On behalf of the United States. When required by the law. And that I will perform non-combatant service. In the armed forces of the United States. When required by the law. And that I will perform work. Of national importance. Under civilian direction. When required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. Or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, you are now. You may be seated, folks. A lot of times we'll have a special guest come over and give us, once we swear all our new citizens in, come in and give a special speech, a welcoming notice. This morning, unfortunately, about 6:30 when I got into the office, I got an email. President Obama was supposed to be here this morning. With everything tied up throughout what's going on in the world, he sends his deepest apologies. So he quickly put this little recording together and decided, you know what? Let me send a quick welcome to the folks that are being naturalized at Lyman and welcome them. So he does send his apologies, and at this time I'd like to play a message from the President of the United States.
It's an honor and a privilege to call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active and engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. You've traveled a long path to get here. You've sworn a solemn oath to this country, and now you have all the rights of citizenship. With the privileges of citizenship, though, come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you have the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. And together we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I am proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
I would like to say congratulations one more time to our new citizens. Let's have one more round of applause. I would now like to welcome to the stage Wyatt Heder and Mariah Coyne, students of Lyman Middle School, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone please rise?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today we have three keynote speakers. Our first speaker is Ali Al-Mashakil. Ali worked as a journalist reporting from Baghdad for ABC News for more than 4 years. In 2009, he was among those who were nominated for Emmy Awards for the ABC News series Iraq, 5 years later, Where Things Stand. Between 2004 and 2006, he worked for the Times of London, National Public Radio, the New Yorker magazine, and Voices of Iraq news agency. He now works as a parent community specialist for Arabic speakers for the Portland Public Schools Multilingual and Multicultural Center. Please welcome Ali.
Thank you all. Thank you especially for the 58 new citizens who are coming from 31 countries around the world. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you this special moment. Congratulations. Now you can make your voice count. Please allow me to share with you my personal story, my journey, all the reasons why I came here to the US. I spent most of my life in Iraq, working hard and trying to live an ordinary life, But what I was experiencing daily is not how a normal human being should or would be wishing to live. I and the people around me lived in constant fear of what tomorrow would bring. I lived with a hammering question in my head about whether or not I would be able to stay alive until the next morning. There was an ongoing feeling of being unable to control my life and the overshadowing of political unrest, which was causing devastating violence and turning my country into a wasteland, filling the lives of many Iraqis with uncertainty and gloominess. What kind of life could it be without safety, stability, a life empty of security? Deep inside me, I realized that I wasn't living the life I wanted for myself and my family. I felt like I was chasing a mirage. During the last years of my life in Iraq, I carried 3 heavy burdens layered on top of one another, which affected me both physically and mentally. The first layer was being an Iraqi. Whether living in the north, in the south, or in the center of the country, eating, drinking, and breathing day and night, I lived with the risk of being killed, kidnapped, or severely injured for no reason other than being alive. The second was that I was living in Iraq's capital, Baghdad, which could be statistically the most dangerous place on earth. I have always said it is very difficult for non-Iraqis to imagine what kind of suffering and constant threat Baghdadis feel while just trying to earn daily bread for their families. No matter what part of the city, car bombs, IEDs, and ongoing sectarian violence occurred almost daily and turned the city into an open battlefield that could make a simple thing like returning home from work or from shopping an utmost wish for the residents. The third layer of my burden, which happens to be the heaviest of the 3, was being a journalist who was working for international media organizations. Hundreds of Iraqi journalists have been killed while I worked there. Some were shot dead, some were tortured to death, and others disappeared, never to be heard from again. Others were intimidated to silence or had to flee the country after they were threatened with tactics such as bullets in envelopes sent to their homes. My wife constantly reminded me that anything bad could happen to you anytime, and you should never think that you are safe, especially after she read or watched TV news reports about such killings of journalists. Sometimes it felt that killing and destruction were minimized by the simple fact that they were reported daily as a casual statistic. I pretended that I was not afraid, and I didn't care because I wanted to spare my mother and my wife the fear of loss. But deep inside, I knew I was injecting myself with a false, misleading, and fatal feeling. Day by day, and month by month, and year by year, I finally reached a point where I recognized that I had to make a change. I had to think differently, and I had to make the big decision: immigration. The question was when. When was the time for the life I wanted for myself and my family? I knew that I would be leaving behind some of the people I loved and cared for, members of my extended family and friends as close to me as brothers. But I reached the point that immigration was the solution to my daily fears and to relieving the layers of burden I carried over my shoulders. It would open a door to my and my wife's dreams, an opportunity for a better future for our family. Since my wife, 3 kids, and I arrived here to Portland, I keep telling them that we are fortunate to get to the US. Fortunate because Allah gave us this opportunity for a new life that millions around the globe wish for. I remind my family that we had to pursue our dreams and work hard to achieve the goals we planned for ourselves when we were in Iraq. I tell my sons Ahmed and Yusuf and my daughter Ilyan to leave a thumbprint. Make me proud of you. And above all, live your life. Thank you very much and congratulations again.
Our next two speakers are both seniors at Deering High School. Our first student speaker is Salim Salim. Salim is currently Deering's student body president. He was born and raised in the city of Mosul, Iraq. His family escaped Iraq in 2008 due to fears and security issues. After leaving, he and his family lived in Turkey as refugees for the UN. At the verge of his adolescence, in 2010, he came to the United States. Throughout his life, he has learned 5 different languages. Salim.
Assalamu alaikum. It is an honor for me to be speaking here and to be a part of this very special day. I feel humbled to be here and to talk to you about the importance of active citizenship and what it means to be an active citizen. Being a citizen of this country isn't just about getting your passport and being a permanent resident. It is about representing your communities. Each and every one of you represents a particular group that holds so much value, and you are all the voice of your communities. To be an active citizen means many things and has major impacts on everyone. It means voting for your city mayor, city council, state representatives, and all the way to voting for presidential candidates. It means going out to volunteer in your local communities to help others. And for the parents who are here and have kids, it means making sure that your children are getting the education they deserve to succeed in life and in the future. Your involvement in the community will greatly impact the lives of many others just like you. One of the most important things about being an active citizen in the United States is to educate others about who you are. I cannot emphasize how important it is to be an active citizen. Everyone relies on you to contribute to your community and to stand with each other. This is what it means to be an active citizen. This is what it means to be an active community member in this country. It is to learn about the culture here, but to always stay true to yourself and your beliefs. This country was built by immigrants and people like you. And without your help, it will not prosper. So, thank you so much, and it is an honor.
I'd next like to introduce Marianne Isaac. She is also a senior at Deering High School. She was born in Nashville, Tennessee. However, her parents were born and immigrated from Somalia and Kenya. Thus, Marianne is a second-generation immigrant. Her parents fled their country due to war-torn conditions and for the opportunity at a better life for them and their children. Although Marianne was born in America, she is still able to maintain her Somali identity and embrace her culture. Marianne is immensely involved in multiple clubs and organizations in her community and seeks to make changes for individuals and her local community. She speaks 3 languages and is currently learning Swahili and Spanish. Please welcome Marianne.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all your presence. It is an honor to be here and share this special moment with you as you guys sit here today, officially obtaining your citizenship or becoming an American citizen. However, with that being said, it is important for one to not lose their culture or throw away their heritage and identity as an African, Asian, Hispanic, or European. One essential question I ask is, how do we maintain our personal identity and avoid an identity crisis if everything is always changing? That is an essential question to ask and reflect on. To actively maintain our personal identity during times of change, we need to spend some time figuring out who we are as a person and learn to connect our personal core values. One must hold a powerful aspect of you and your family line and embrace the cultural values of your heritage and continue it amongst you and your family. Being ethno-relative, which means that we need to experience and hold our cultural values within the context of learning another culture. It is a prominent aspect of our scoring to integrate into another culture while maintaining yours. As a Somali who was born in America, I sometimes feel as I am too African for America and I'm too American for Africa. Identity is an essential aspect of our lives, therefore one must continue to embrace the traditional heritage while integrating into the American society and culture. As I stand here, I am confidently happy to embrace my Somali identity and be able to pass down to my future children. I hope you carry your cultural values that mean the most to you while attaining your citizenship. Again, a big congratulations to all of you and thank you.
I'd now like to introduce Seneca Ward-Bailey, Khalid Awali, Jenna Lederer, and Zoe Baker from Lyman Middle School for the reading of The New Colossus.
Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land.
Here at our sea-washed sunset gate shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome.
Her mild eyes command the air-rich harbor that twin cities frame.
Keep,
Ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shores. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
I'd like to introduce once more the Lyman Middle School Chorus and their rendition of America the Beautiful. all. And thank you to all the amazing students that participated in our ceremony today. The presentation of certificates to all the new citizens is going to happen right over on those two tables. They're each labeled with a 1 and a 2, and go to the table that we indicated when you guys checked in, okay? And as a reminder, representatives from the League of Women Voters are here to provide you with a voter registration card and information on how to vote. They're going to be out in the lobby. So that concludes our ceremony today. I would once again like to thank Lyman Middle School for hosting the ceremony today. And one more time, I want to congratulate all the new citizens. Thank you so much.
We're number one.